What's going on, guys? Ant-Man and the Wasp is hitting theaters. And before we became familiar with those characters from the MCU, they weren't exactly household names. Today, we're going to talk about a few other deep-cut characters who may just be the next big thing in the MCU, but probably won't be. First, you know her from Screen Junkies. You see her on the Nerdist, Marvel Movie News, Collider. Markeia McCarty.
Yes, that's me, and I'm ready to get really obscure and Marvel with everybody here.
Thank you, and welcome to the party, Markeia McCarty.
Oh, no.
I've been wanting to say that all day. This next gentleman also talks all things superheroes on Marvel Movie News, Collider Heroes, Geek and Sundry, and he is hosting the new game, The Arena.
Yeah, I love it so much.
He is such a joy. His name is Coy Jandreau.
There it is.
And this man knows his stuff. You've seen him all over Screen Junkies News, movie fights, upcoming appearance on Comedy Central, word on the street has it, and the Nerd Goat podcast. So glad he's here. My man, Ed Greer.
Good one. I love that.
So you guys all had some choices of obscure characters who may make their way into the MCU. Let's start off with Markeia.
Yeah, so, okay, I kept on trying to think of individual characters, and then I realized that, like, the first three that I thought of were part of the same, like, let's just say faction.
Okay.
This Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
These are superhumans that were experimented on in some way, shape, or form, and even mind-controlled in a certain, for some of their cases. But they're not superhuman enough to become superheroes. But they're too superhuman to be able to be the athletes that they strive to be. We have set up this universe where there's meta-powered humans, there's superpowers everywhere. So why wouldn't you eventually have the Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation? You have She-Thing comes from there, Sharona Ventura. You have a number of Eternals that actually like fought in there. Icarus, I believe, was one. You have the Grapplers that come out of there. Think of Glow with superhuman powers.
Man, that is a fun deep cut, and I think it would be kind of amazing to have just a special ability wrestling league.
At least in the background, you could have celebrities in there. That's how we get John Cena.
Yeah, that's some good marketing right there. I like it. Thank you, Markeia. Coy, you had some really fun picks. Give us one.
I went as obscure as possible. We got a character. Her name's Bessie. She produces more milk than the average cow. And one day, 300 years ago, she's bitten by Dracula. That's right, I'm talking about Hell Cow. Hell Cow of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This cow has been beheaded. This cow has come back from the grave. This cow emits vampiric milk.
It's an undead cow.
Wow.
This cow is one of the arch nemesis of Howard the Duck. Wow. Hell Cow is weirdly involved in Deadpool a lot. This character is from the 70s and still is used today for no reason. It has a backstory. It has 300 years of history. It has, there's a cult following of people that support Hell Cow. There's a PETA organization within the Marvel Universe that defends undead animals that Hell Cow is the spokesperson for.
Also amazing.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has an entire department of weird animals that are cursed. Hell Cow leads them.
Has Hell Cow ever been killed and made into burgers?
So Hell Cow has been completely beheaded.
Yes.
They mulched up the body, and then the head came back from the dead and possessed another cow. Hell Cow is one of the weirdest characters that we'll probably never see, but if we got Howard the Duck as voiced by Seth Green at the end of Guardians, plus with Deadpool's influence, I want to see a Bela Lugosi improv voice on Hell Cow. I want to hear a deep, thick accent of Bessie Hell Cow.
Amazing.
Brought to my Marvel.
Man, I love that. I love that exists. Ed
Someone
Greer.
had to say yes to that.
Yes, someone had to greenlight that character.
My character was somebody who I feel has always gotten short shrift in the Marvel Universe, both in the comics and obviously in the movies because we haven't seen this character yet. And the character's name is Taskmaster. His ability is to look at something done once and instantly be able to reproduce it. So though he does not have any actual superhuman powers, he's watched Hawkeye do Arrow stuff, and now he's as good as Hawkeye at doing Arrow stuff. He watched Captain America do S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, so he's basically as good as Captain America at S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, and so on and so forth. His ability to look at you and understand your whole fighting style gives him predictive powers in battle as well. So he's precognitive, a genius at fighting of all different disciplines, he could be a very capable villain for this Captain America and the next one coming up, you know?
Awesome, Ed. Thanks, brother. We'll come back around to Markeia. Markeia, who's another character that is a deeper cut?
Okay, so super obscure, and we may or may not get her. Goodness knows. This is a Black Panther character called Princess Zonda. She's an immoral queen. She's the leader of Narobia, who is adjacent to Wakanda. I like her as a character because her and Black Panther have this connection, and it's like I would love to see if they incorporated that somehow. I mean, her character alone, she decks herself out like a queen, like huge queen, like extra AF. I don't see how they could really incorporate her into Marvel, but then I also think that they just could manage it if you had a really rich,
would it be
really rich country with no morals that kind of hates Wakanda but wants to use them to then collect objects of power, and then you could have Princess Zonda.
I mean, Black Panther made a couple bucks. There's probably gonna be a couple more Black Panthers.
I see this franchise
after
doing
this.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. May stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I'm in. Count me in. Coy.
So I came up with like 12. We had to narrow it down. One of the ones that had to make the cut that will probably never make the cut is my boy, Hindsight Lad. Now,
Oh my.
so my boy,
This is every nerd
my
everywhere.
boy, Hindsight
Wow.
Lad, his only power is basically, I told you so. He experiences something and then he goes, well, yeah, I could have told you that was gonna happen. He's an annoying, like, neckbeard that basically is just like, well, I could have told you that wasn't gonna work. They should have done this. And he mounts car mirrors to the sides of his face so he can acknowledge things that just happened because that was so. He's the ultimate hipster. He's the guy that goes like, well, I liked it before and I could have said that was gonna go well.
Oh my
So he's a character that should never have existed. He's amongst the most annoying characters in comics. I'm basically bringing him up so the internet can know that Marvel has made a character called Hindsight Lad.
Yes. Yeah, I have an aunt with those same powers.
I think we all
You know
do.
my exes.
Thank you, sir. Ed.
I kind of wanted to look at some characters who were loosely related to Hank Pym, and I found one called Egghead. Now, Egghead is Elias Starr. He's a scientist who has a big egghead.
Yes.
But see that egghead? There's not all this super brains in there. His head is just messed up. Basically, he's got this weird head, and he's smart, but not superhumanly so. But he's evil, and one of the things he got obsessed with was Hank Pym. And Hank Pym's technology, his Pym particles, this, that, and the other, and his ability with ants. So Egghead hatched a plan.
I see what you did there.
To basically, he goes, there's an ant-related superhero. I'm going to make a machine that will make the ants turn on him. That's his introductory story, is him trying to out-ant Ant-Man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised to find out that Egghead is no yoke. So, Markeia, please favor us with another obscure Marvel treat.
Okay, so I don't know how many people know about him. Hit Monkey!
Hitmonkey's amazing!
Hitmonkey!
I love Hitmonkey so much!
That's my third obscure character.
Okay.
Hitmonkey is an assassin
Oh, wow, yeah.
So
monkey. Okay, so
I love feet holding guns. I just love that.
You love Rocket Raccoon, okay? You're gonna love Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey doesn't talk, but he's haunted by a ghost of an assassin and is now killing all known assassins and baddies whenever he can get across them. It is Hitmonkey. No, he doesn't talk, but he doesn't need to. You understand what he says from his screeches?
I love that. I love that.
He's obviously from Deadpool because this is a Deadpool character.
Yeah, that's some craziness.
I love him so much. He's one of my favorites.
Right? We'll never get Hitmonkey. But
We'll never get any of these characters.
We'll never get into that. But I want Hitmonkey. Maybe the Wrestling Federation. Make that happen.
So, Coy, lay another one on us, brother.
I gotta talk about a very important character. He is a classic Spider-Man villain. He has been known by many names. He is my boy, Paste Pot Pete. Paste Pot Pete was a genius inventor who could have made millions off of his paste that turned to a life of crime and became a bank robber who sticks people in his sticky white goo. And he was also known as the Trapster for a time. This character has lasted 60 years. He thinks he's Dr. Doom. Like, he talks like he's this brilliant mad scientist,
Wow.
and he just shoots glue at people.
Coy, that is so dumb and fun. I want to hear one more. Ed, do you have another fave that you want to?
He's an OG supervillain, and I think you can see that the world has passed him by a little bit. And his name is the Porcupine. Now, the Porcupine, I guess, those great stories of Da Vinci looking at birds or the Wright brothers looking at dragonflies or whatever. Well, I guess he was looking at a porcupine and decided that is the illest animal I've ever seen in my life. And he dedicated himself to making a porcupine suit. So the Porcupine decided to try to market his invention to the government. He worked as a government person. And the bottom line is the government was like, I don't want to give you no money for that goofy ass stuff. And he was like, what? And so he went off on his own and became a villain using this technology.
That's so great. Ed, many sharp points on Porcupine. So we heard some of your faves. Are there any more deep cuts? Let's have some honorable mentions, a little bit of a speed round.
Yeah.
Throw out some characters.
Really quickly, Captain America character, Superia, also known as Deidre Wentworth. She was a scientist that gave herself superpowers. There's this whole time play aspect of where she goes back in time. She's part of the Femizons, and she's trying to make the women's world population sterile so that only their offspring go into the future. I know.
Whoa.
I know.
Thank you for that. Any other honorable mentions?
So I got a couple that I gotta give some love to.
Yes.
Dr. Bong is basically an even lamer Mysterio. Dr. Bong is a man.
Let me get this straight. This has nothing to do with weed.
Nothing to do.
Okay.
Somehow,
Dr. Bong.
against all odds, Dr.
Somehow.
Bong lost his hands, so he's got little clubby things to bong his head, and he wears a giant bell on his head.
I want to invent Dr. Bong 3.0, where he's just like this kid. He goes to college campuses and he makes you think about all the crazy stuff, man.
I mean, Kevin Smith's
his
Dr.
band.
Yeah, and his sidekick is Vape Boy.
Yeah. It's like,
Vape Lad.
Vape
Yeah,
Lad.
Vape Lad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it back.
There it is.
Thank you.
I also
Yeah.
love D-Man, who we touched on briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of the Wrestling Federation.
He looks like a mix
Demolition
between
Duffies.
Daredevil and Wolverine, and he's just this stocky guy that does not much.
I want to talk about 3D Man. Basically, as soon as 3D glasses technology came up, somehow he gets trapped in the 3D glasses. So in order to enact his powers, someone must put on said 3D glasses, and he jumps out, and for 3 hours, he's pretty strong, pretty fast, and kind of a hero type, I guess.
Yeah.
For 3 hours. And then if the case isn't over in 3 hours, he has to pop back into his genie glasses. And in the 90s, late 90s, I think, they introduced a character called Triathlon.
Runs fast?
Who runs fast, yes.
Yeah.
People hated him, and he sucked. And he decided to rebrand himself as 3D Man. So so 3D Man is not only a stupid garbage character, but now he's a legacy
involved.
character.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
A legacy garbage character.
You've schooled us all today in the obscure, the weird, the deep cuts. I'm going to put each of you on a spot. Tell me, who do you think realistically could actually make their way into the MCU?
I mean,
Ed, let's start with you.
Yeah, I personally really do think Taskmaster could do it. Done right, strip away some of the stupid stuff. He's good enough to take on whole teams because he has so many skills.
Ed, thank you, sir. Coy, pick one.
So all of mine were more about bringing awareness. None of mine will ever see the light of day. They were about showing you the internet. Whoa, the internet.
Coy, thank you. Markeia,
I'm definitely going to go with the Wrestling Federation. I mean, completely unlimited class.
these all need to happen. I don't know if any of them will, but I love them all. What are some more obscure characters that you're like, hey, what about this one? What about that one? Let us know in the comments section below. Who would you love to see enter the MCU? Tell us that as well. Ed Greer, Coy Jandreau, Markeia McCarty, thank you so much for coming by. Always great to have the three of you in studio. And I want to thank you for watching Screen Junkies. I'm Hal Rudnick. Hit me up on Twitter. Bye-bye.